Hey, yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Imprecisely. It's your boy, Jordan Valenzuela, and I got a special guest with me today, the homie, the big homie, Mr. Marcus Gamble. What's up, sir?
What's going on, my man? How you doing,
Good,
Jordan?
good, good, good. Good to see you, bro. You're
Yes,
looking
sir.
good,
Good
man.
to see you. I try, man. I try. Looking good yourself, though, bro. I see the
Hey,
mustache
I
and
try.
everything. Yes,
It's
sir.
the quarantine, bro. I just been lazy.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. I done got in shape, got out of shape, getting back in shape. It's all good, man.
I went through all the shape, you know what I'm saying? We
I got you.
round is a shape, you know what I mean?
I
Nah,
know
nah.
it very well.
Nah, hey, thank you so much, man. First of all, for taking the time to do this, and for sitting down and giving me your time, and I appreciate it a lot, bro. So thank you so much.
Definitely, bro.
And I just
No
wanted to,
problem.
for people who don't know, you are a professional MMA fighter.
Yes,
Uh,
sir.
what else? Army veteran, right?
Yes, sir.
And now you just got into real estate. You do
S-
everything.
Soon to be your real estate agent. What's up?
Nice. So I'll protect our country.
Yes, sir.
I'll sit you down and choke you out, and then I'll sell you a house at the same time.
Facts. If you don't want to buy a house, I'll choke you out too. No.
Yeah, hey, let's just take it back, man. Like, when did you? Let's just jump right into it. When did you get out the army, and like, what did you do?
I got out of the army November 2017, man.
Okay.
And first thing I did when I got out is I took a break. I took a break, bro. I chilled out for first I chilled out for a couple months, man. I saved up a lot of money though.
Hmm.
I already knew transition was a little bit difficult sometimes,
Yeah.
for people and stuff trying to get to like new careers and stuff. And I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do, but I have a skill that's good for out of the army too with army intelligence.
Okay.
So I knew I could find a contract job. It was just about how long it would take to find a job. So
Right.
uh, yeah, man, I chilled on it for a few months. Got a lot of good training in, man.
Hmm.
Try to get ready for some fights that fell out, but yeah, it was good though, man. It was a
Yeah.
good time.
Nice. Oh,
Yeah.
cool. So you should have been enjoying retirement since.
I definitely been enjoying leaving the army, and that everybody asks me all the time, like, "Do you miss the army?" Hell no, I don't miss the army. What do you mean? People trying to tell you what to do all the time, trying to tell you how you gonna do your career.
Right.
Nah, man. But
Right.
it was fun while I was in, man. I don't
Nice.
regret it at all. It's probably the best thing for me for sure.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Is that how
yeah.
you? Is that how you ended up in Hawaii, or like you just kind of came here afterwards, or what's up?
Yeah, definitely. That's how I actually ended up in Hawaii. I was actually so when I was in the military, I ended up getting married to a girl that while I was trying to get into the army actually.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah, she was trying to get into the Air Force and we met at they called it the Medical and Processing facility. So it's like a MEPS. And we met there while we were both taking our language tests. I was a linguist when I first came in the army, so
Oh, nice.
that was cool. Yeah, but she was in the Air Force. She ended up getting stationed out in Hawaii, and we got married before she got out here, and so that helped me get out here because they try to keep military couples together.
Hmm.
So yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome, dude. Hey, I
yeah.
just wanted to know, just right off the bat, like, how did you? So when you left the army and then you got married and you ended up here, um, and then you were taking your break, your hiatus, your well earned and your well deserved hiatus. When did
Yeah.
you was mixed martial arts something you always did, or you always wanted to do, or you kind of picked it up while you was here and then you fell in love with it, or how did that all come about? And then the first
Um,
to like having a Bellator debut and going professional and all that.
right, right. Yeah, so it's funny, man, because like growing up, I don't know. I'm 32, man. So I don't know if
For
it's
the younger
different for the
kids.
age gaps and stuff. So like me growing up, man, we watched like WCW, WWF, man. We
Hmm.
weren't really MMA wasn't huge like that. They didn't have pay-per-views and stuff, or nobody that I knew was watching, UFC back then, Ultimate Fighting Championship or
Right.
yeah, people weren't really watching that. So like I grew up on like wrestling, wondering like is it real? I
Hmm.
don't know. Like
No, I
you
did too
know,
for a bit.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know MMA was out there, man. I wrestled for 6 years, high school, a little bit in middle school, but I was mainly a football player.
Okay.
So I really didn't start getting the interest until I was in the army and I was watching, John Jones and all these guys, Anderson Silva, all the older cats. Rampage is like my favorite fighter back in the day. Chuck Liddell. Yeah, dude. So like, and that was he's just wild, man. And those dudes were like the most famous dudes in UFC, and they were in my weight division, that light heavyweight. So I don't know. Yeah, Tito, TRT Tito. Yeah, no disrespect, Tito, if you ever watch this, but I mean, you can get it though. Now, anyways, so I ended up getting an interest, man. I got a real interest when I was deployed, actually, like 2013, 2014. We had this cat that ran the hospital when we were in Afghanistan in Bagram airfield, and he was he was a brown belt. He was a brown belt in jiu-jitsu, but he was like a kickboxer though, man. Mm-hmm. And he started teaching people some stuff, and like he brought me over there, like we was talking shit to each other all the time. He was like a colonel too, man. He was a high-ranking cat, and I was like a little specialist dude. So funny thing was though, like he saw me, knew I was kind of like big muscly dude, and I was like, I can wrestle. Mm-hmm. I don't know what y'all doing with all that, locking people up and stuff, but I can wrestle. So, I started rapping, rolling people up and all that stuff, man. And he was like, oh, this dude got some skills. So he started teaching me some jiu-jitsu stuff, man. It kind of evolved from there. Yeah.
And then like, so I'm assuming like you just kind of just never left the gym, rolled in one day, just kept training. And then like you fell in love with it, right? And then you added all the aspects to it. And then what eventually led to like having a fight where there's a weight cut and then the day of, and then trying to go pro and having a Bellator debut? Like, how did that process like pan out?
So the MMA thing didn't really become a realization until I got to Hawaii, man. When I got here, I just learned, before I got to Hawaii, I had met my first like Hawaiian Polynesian dude when I was in college. I had never seen him with my own two eyes, like a Polynesian Samoan dude, none of that. I never saw none of that stuff without going to college before I went to college, man.
Right.
Because I grew up in Oklahoma, so I was around a bunch of country-fed white boys. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It was white. You were white, black, or Mexican. That was like three. You know what I'm saying? It's a rare Asian around sometimes, but so hope that don't sound too racist or anything. But that's just how it was, man. It is. So yeah. So when I got here, man, my whole thing was like, oh, those, most of the Hawaiian cats are Samoan dudes, some big ass dudes, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I get here and I kind of learned that like all the fighters is like some small ass like Filipino. There's a few Hawaiian, it was weird. But everybody will stand up and fight you though, you know what I'm saying? Where I come from, everybody's always shooting and doing all kinds of stupid stuff, man. Mm-hmm. So I just thought that was amazing. I thought it was dope. I was like, damn, like y'all getting a street fight and like nobody pulls out a gun, like motherfuckers just fight. That's cool.
Times are changing, but yeah, that's usually how it was.
Yeah, facts. People still pulling out knives out here. Yeah, they evolving. But yeah, man. So what ended up getting me to where you were talking about is I got here, got to I was like UFC gym,
Right.
So, but luckily, man, my first head coach, Merckx, man, Justin Mercado. Yeah, man, he was a personal trainer, and my wife was actually my ex-wife. Chill, not married. But my ex-wife, she was actually training with him at the time, and she was like, "Oh yeah, my husband, he's actually a wrestler. He likes that fighting stuff." And it just kind of went from there. Like he was like, "Oh, will you come help me out?" And so there was another coach, my old boxing coach, Chevis Lamoya. He was getting ready for a fight at the time. This is like the first week that I showed up to Hawaii, bro. Came to the gym the second day because I've always been a big muscle head dude. So got in there and he was like, "Oh, you a wrestler? How good of a wrestler are you?" I was like, "I'm pretty decent, bro.
Good enough."
Decent." So he was like, "Oh, will you help my boy real quick? We actually need somebody." He's like, "How much you weigh?" About that time, around that time, I was like, "Oh, I'm about 220 solid." And so he was fighting 185 or whatever, and went in there. And we were wrestling, and then I was tearing his ass up. Sorry, Chev, I was tearing your ass up. And then they're like, "All right, now I need you to wrestle him on the cage." And I'm like, oh shit, like I can wrestle you in the open and stuff, but I ain't never wrestled on the I ain't never wrestled against the cage.
Against the fence and all that.
And he was like, no worries, man. It's the same thing as wrestling, man. It's just you got the wall behind you this time, and this time I want you to defend him from taking you down. So Chev basically took me, bounced me off. I didn't know the cage was so flexible. I didn't know you could, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was like a wall, you know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay, I defend my leg. Nah, bro, he bounced me up, picked my big ass up, slammed the shit out of me, man. Messed my back up for like 5 months, bro. I had sciatica because of that shit, man. So that was my introduction, but like I couldn't put it down after that, man. Once my back chilled out, stopped being inflamed, I worked all that out. I came back to the gym, and I was just training every day from there on out, man. So,
and then it like clicked in your brain, like, oh, let me take a fight.
Yeah, man. Like, so you know, I was training for a while, and I was kind of one of those cats that's like, I don't know if I can compete. You know, plus I'm in the Army, and my unit's not really cool with all the fighting and stuff. And they probably try to like get me on a medical retirement type shit if I got injured. So I didn't know, man. So Marks looked at me and he was like, look, man, he's like, your size, man, like the speed you have and as quick as you're picking stuff up, man, and your background you already have, he's like, bro, I think that, you know, you could seriously like do some damage, like fighting. Like if you really thought about it, he's like, I think you're in and out and you're serious about it sometimes, but like, he's like, I'm just telling you, if you need a confidence boost, dude, I think you could like win a belt in the amateur division right now. Like if you started. And so I was like, damn, okay, somebody believes in me, man. And that's kind of all I really needed, somebody else to kind of believe in me. I believed in myself, but I was like, I don't really know, you know. But yeah, so since then, man, got my first fight, tore that guy up, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I just fell in love with it. No, it was what was it back then? Wow. What promotion was that? I think it was Destiny, my first one.
Oh, Destiny, that's right.
Yeah, I think Destiny was my first one, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And then if I recall correctly, you're from your Instagram and stuff, you're 3-1, right? 3 stoppages?
3-1. Yeah, 3-1 as a pro, yep. Two stoppages, one went the unanimous decision, and then I got my last one was a loss, nice. TKO on me.
Nice. So this year, had there not been, let's just say, for example, like had there not been a whole pandemic that affected the whole world, would you have tried to get back in there and compete, or like when's the last time you fought and you were trying to do it again?
Yeah, man.
Taking a break from it and training.
That's been the only thing about it right now, man. Like it sucks, dude, because like I wanted to actually so I lost April 2019 was my first loss that I took in my last fight.
Okay.
And so like I decided to take like 3-4 months off, you know, and really change myself a little, you know, change some of my bad habits and stuff, especially with my weight cuts and stuff like that, like being too big and taking fights on short notice, you know, just bad combination. And then what I had going on in my life. So anyways, I took those 3-4 months off and I was ready to get back at it, man. So it was like August, September time frame, and we were out there actively looking for fights, asking guys X1. I even, you know, hit people up on Instagram and Facebook, fight promotions, and I wasn't getting anything, man. At that time, I didn't have a fight manager either. That was the other thing. So it was just me as a fighter from Hawaii trying to get a fight. And I'm telling people, hey, I'll pay for my plane tickets, you know, blah, blah, blah. You don't even have to pay me a big purse. I'm just trying to fight. I'm trying to become a prospect, you know, like that was always my big thing. So with all that kind of stuff that happened, man, I just wasn't getting any fights, but I had been wanting to fight ever since that, like September, August 2019, and I just been looking for a fight. And 2020, man, I got a fight manager in March. Yeah, actually in March 2020, I signed with Sucker Punch Entertainment. My boy David Arvello, signed me. I never really talked to Brian Hamper or the other Brian. I never got to talk to those guys. I only talked with David Arvello. That was my guy. And then David actually ended up splitting off of Sucker Punch and went to First Round Entertainment, which is a really big sports agency for not even just MMA, but football league, you know, a lot of different sports agencies. So they're huge. And David was like, hey, man, this and this happened with Brian and them, and I'm going to First Round Management. He was like, hey, I'm not trying to, it's up to you. It's your decision or whatever. He was like, but I just want to know what you wanted to do. And I was like, hey, man, the only person I've talked to is you. You've been a straight shooter ever since. I'm following. I'm going with you. So we moved. I moved with him and the rest of his clients over the first round management. So, yeah.
Nice. Hey, yeah, I was gonna ask about that, but since you brought it up, congratulations, man, on getting signed to Sucker Punch. I seen
Thank
that
you very
video.
much, bro. I
Yeah,
appreciate it. Yeah. I
like I
try
believe
to do a
Max
little
Maxing on
marketing.
him on there, right?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of
Yeah,
dudes on there.
yeah.
Max. Yeah. Yeah. Punahele
Like
Soriano.
Yancey
He's
too,
on
right?
there. Yancey's on there as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of cats I should sign a Sucker Punch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
congratulations, bro. I'm happy for you,
Thank you
man.
very much, bro. Appreciate it.
So, would you
Appreciate that.
say with your background that you said you wrestled on middle school and high school,
Yeah.
and then at a collegiate level as well, or
No,
not really?
so I was going to, man. I actually wanted to go to Oklahoma State when I was trying to go to college,
Hmm.
but I was a defensive end in high school, and I only grew to be like 5'10" and a half, 5'11".
Right.
So, like I was a badass defensive end, but it was like, oh, but you're too small. We need you to be a
Yeah.
linebacker. So I ended up going to a JUCO school, man. But when I was doing that, in the process, they were telling me, it was like, hey, man, in college, you can't wrestle and play football. The
Mm,
seasons don't line up.
right.
They're like, you can't do it. And so I was like, well, I like wrestling, man, but I love football. So I just went with football.
I see. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, would you feel like because your pedigree and your background, would you say wrestling is your forte or like your bread and butter? So like during the fight, because like people, not necessarily when you get hurt, but like you always tend to go to what you know, right? So do you feel like
Right.
your wrestling then that would be the point of which your fight game is based around, that you always resort
Def-
to, or that is your strong suit?
Definitely, man. And the funny thing about fighting is there's always that thing of like I said, you get to this stand-up artist thing, man. Like you kind of go to something, you're like, no, I can be a good stand-up artist too, though, So you see
Yeah.
a lot of wrestlers and everybody in the UFC, even they'll stand up the whole fight. And I've done that before in a few different fights, you know what I'm saying? Just like trying to like, no, I want to prove myself. I want to prove
Right.
that I'm a
Right.
good stand-up artist too. I want to
Right.
show y'all that I've been working on my uppercuts and my body shots and da 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 da. But seeing a lot of guys lose and stuff to some special, other fighters and stuff lately, it's
Right.
always, talking to my coaches has been a big thing for me. And it will be a big thing in my fights to come of like really showing people my stand up with my wrestling,
Hmm.
really showing that all around instead of just, oh, I can stand up with you for 3 to 5 rounds.
Right.
No,
Right.
why would I do that? Why would I not fight my fight? Why would I not dominate you
Exactly.
the way I dominate you? So,
And I feel like when you, no, yeah, good point. And I feel like when you have an obvious strong suit in a certain aspect, um, with that always in your back pocket, that kind of opens up everything else. Like the biggest example I think of when I talk about that is like Holly Holm and Ronda Rousey. You know what I'm saying? Like Ronda
mm,
was like a Olympian judoka, like ground specialist with the submissions and the wrestling and jiu-jitsu. And then Holly Holm comes from like a literal professional boxing and kickboxing career. And then
yeah,
like you would think Ronda would go out there and like take her down or at least attempt to. And she tried to. I guess it was like an ego thing. She thought, like, oh, I'm the champ. Like I'm drinking my own Kool-Aid. I'm feeling myself. And then you
hmm
say you do what? Okay, let me try. Let me try. I'm gonna get you with that. I like I'm gonna
yeah,
try to take you out with your own game. And then yeah, look what happened. Even with like recently with like DC and Stipe 3, and
yeah,
like and DC said it too in an interview. Like he fell in love with what he was seeing because he was busting Stipe up. But and the second and third time, like he wasn't really going away. So it's like um he things happen. It's a fight. Anything can happen. And Stipe took over, and then boom, he dropped him, hurt him, finished him. And if had DC just went back to his wrestling, which was his bread and butter, then maybe it would have been different. You know what I mean?
Can you hear me, bro?
Yeah, yeah. You got you.
Yeah, yeah.
Or where did I lose you at?
It cut out of you were talking about DC and Stipe. You were talking about how you fell in love with, it and then it started cutting off.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Because like that was another example. Like DC's obviously with his credentials in wrestling, and then like because he knocked out Stipe the first time, the second and third time, he should. I feel like man, he should have had those. Like had he took Stipe down, like mixed it more, like because he was holding his own on the feet, but like had he mixed then the wrestling more and just kind of gave Stipe different looks, it's like maybe he wouldn't have got caught. Maybe Stipe wouldn't have made reads on the fly and then adjust and then actually catch DC. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this then. So as a fighter, we're having these examples that we look to and everything. When you have a background that you specify and that you're um, levels above than other aspects of your game, how important do you feel like it is? Because you want to evolve, right? You want to be a complete martial artist, but how important do you feel like is it to not forget where you came from and know your strengths and not let ego get in the way, especially when you're game planning for specific opponents that you know how they fight or whatever. You know what I mean?
I feel like it's huge, man, because so a big thing that happens for me is, people call me up all the time for their training camps and stuff, actually, man. Or people will hit me up and be like, hey, you want to train this? Like they want me to come help them wrestle, you know? And it's funny because like I'm a good wrestler, but I never won, a state championship. I never won a collegiate championship, you know? So when I think about those kind of things, I think about my sharpness and my real skill and technique when it comes to wrestling. And then like I think about how I need collegiate wrestlers. I need those other people to sharpen up what I'm already good at, but I need to be better.
Mhm.
Like I always think about that because I'm like, when I think about how I wrestle now compared to how I used to wrestle, it's duller. It's way duller than what it used to be. And it's different. It's different because we're talking about cage wrestling as opposed
Yeah.
to, open freestyle wrestling.
Hmm.
Um, so
And you're getting
I,
punched.
and you're getting punched, man. That
Yeah,
changes
everything.
everything. I mean, you can take shots across the ring if you want to and show it, but like, yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta, you gotta, you gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta
Hmm.
take some shot,
There's knees there. It's like,
it's a whole different monster when you get punched in the face like that, man. So I think it is hugely important, and it's even more important to not, like you said, don't forget where you came from. And it's kind of like boxers, man. You got to go back to your basic 1-2s. You know what I'm
mhm.
saying? Wrestling's the same thing. And with wrestling, like you need to go find people that are like actively competing in wrestling, like the
Yeah.
traditional wrestling. To me, honestly, when we're talking about like getting cross faces and getting your wizard, like that bread and butter stuff, you will get dull with that in MMA because you're not doing it all the time. And then you're
Right.
like, oh shit, like you're
When
trying
it's
all these
time to
different
pull it out.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like you gotta stay with, I don't care how good you get with it. You have to stay, you have to go back and train that what your bread and butter is, like it's like it was boxing or whatever else that you weren't
Hmm.
that good at. You gotta go back to it sometime, man.
Yeah.
You gotta give it its time. Yeah.
Did you watch the Adesanya and Costa fight?
Oh, of course.
I always go back to like Izzy's he's one of his quotables that he repeats all the time is like do what got you to the dance. And I feel like that was the whole because Costa, like that was the whole he kind of gave Costa the game plan, you know what I'm saying? Like if you're gonna come
Yeah.
fight me, do what got you to the dance. Like Costa is known for coming out the gate swinging, like just like a straight no breaks, you know what I'm saying? And then
Yep.
like Izzy, he kind of I don't know if it's because I think it was a bad game planning strategy. Like maybe they thought he doesn't have the gas tank or the cardio to go to full 5 rounds because it's a championship fight. So they thought
Right.
they'd have Costa like chill and lay back the first two. But if you don't get the knockout later in the fight, you just gave up the first 2 rounds on points, and you might just lose that. And then
Exactly.
that gives Izzy time to like read you more and like just pick you apart, which he did even sooner. So I feel like how Izzy always says, like, do what you got you to the dance. Like, had Costa done what he is known for doing and how he gets his wins and his finishes and his bonuses, he might just have caught Izzy. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like I feel like that's a like I said, it's a dilemma because people want to be a complete martial artist, especially in MMA. We there's
Yeah.
specialists everywhere. Like there's boxers, there's jujitsu, um, black belts, and everything. But it's like when you talk about MMA as a whole, there's so many ways to get hurt that you have
So
to
many.
you have to
So
prep for everything. But
yeah.
if you're especially skilled and hurting someone this specific way, it's like sometimes you just it's natural to go to it when you get hurt, but sometimes you gotta like proactively go to it. I feel like you know what I mean.
Yeah. Definitely. And quote me now on this, man. I always tell
I got
people
you.
about this, man. I always want people to know this. Like, even if you start seeing me fight later on, and you like, oh, that's not what that motherfucker said back in that interview. I want this to be said right now, man. Like, so big John Jones fan, huge Daniel Cormier fan.
Hmm.
It took me a while to warm up to Israel Adesanya. I was like, he can't be Whitaker. He can't be Yo Romero. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I was like, but after those cats, I was like, well, ain't nobody else and I was like, Paulo Costa, maybe, but I'm going with Izzy this time. And yeah, so when I look at Israel Adesanya and I look at John Jones, I almost kind of say I think they're the same formula to beating those two cats.
Mm-hmm.
And the problem that I have with it, and I understand, like I I mean, I haven't been in a 5 round, 5 minute fight, myself. I haven't game planned for 5 round, 5 minutes. Well, I have one time, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's the thing about it is, I feel like rather than taking we need to get ready to fight 5 rounds and go the distance and da 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 da. I feel like if you're going to beat John Jones and you're going to beat Israel Adesanya, you're going to probably have to do it within the first 2 to 3 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if you're not the same height and size as those guys.
Yeah.
So, like me being a smaller type of guy, almost like not like to build my, like a Mike Tyson type frame, like a stocky inside fighting frame. You know what I'm saying? Light skinned Mike Tyson. What's
go
up?
Ahead, go
no,
ahead.
but
Call yourself Tyson. It's all good, bro.
my thing is, don't beat the champ on points, man. If you're gonna be the real champ, be the real champ. Like when John Jones became the real champ, like when Israel became the real champ, become the real, like whoop the champ's ass. Like I don't want to be like, oh, did the champ win or did the challenger win? Fuck it, give it back to the champ. Like, because you didn't really make it in my mind that you're the. I'm not saying that's how you should score cards, but I am saying that, like, as a fighter, you should think like, how do I dismantle the champ? I don't want to beat the champ on points. I want to dismantle the champ. I don't want anybody to go, oh, but remember, I don't want his name to be recognized anymore. I want to be the new guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I do.
And so I think it's a take it, like you said, like Paulo Costa should have done to Israel Adesanya. Take it to him, and when he's running and when he keeps running like that,
catch him.
Yeah, catch him. Cut him off on the ring. Catch him. Because it was, when Yoel Romero hit Israel,
he was like, yo, I don't want that no more.
Yeah, there was a couple of them shots that almost knocked his ass out. Yeah. And I'm just saying, man, like Anderson Silva playing around and shit, or running around, you catch the right shot and you're gone. Mm-hmm. Catch the right shot and you're gone.
Yeah, it's not even power too. It's just like it hits you in a spot where you're not bracing for it, or like you wasn't seeing it coming, and then
just didn't see it coming. And especially if you're running like that and somebody clips you with something you just didn't see coming from the side, like.
Exactly. That's why I feel like when Izzy, granted the wars take a toll on you, but like I was like, yo, Whitaker took bombs from way harder hitting people. Like he went 10 rounds with Romero. He fought Jacare, Brunson, even though Brunson didn't do nothing. But like when he fought and respect the Brunson though. When he fought Izzy, is like he just caught him clean. And he just knew when and where to hit him, and he caught Robert coming in. So it's like, yeah, I don't know. I feel like too, like what you said, like they have, like Connor said in a post-fight interview, like if you're gonna beat me, you gotta have attributes. You gotta have reach, the size, the length. Because if you come in any way, shape, or form close to like them, they've seen that body frame in the practice room like so much. You know what I mean? Yep. That's why like with Whitaker, I was talking about my coworker about this. Like his resume is pretty solid. And the only people he's really like been stopped by was Wonderboy when he was at 70 still, and then Izzy. So maybe it's the body type thing, you know what I mean? Like the height, the reach, the length. Like he has a great way of covering distance, but it's like on those types of dudes, like they see that from yesterday. They see, you know what I'm saying? Like they see your setup from like last week. So it's like, yeah. Did you see his fight just the other day with Cannonier?
Yeah, definitely. That was actually one of those fights that I was anticipating. I'm a big Robert Whitaker fan, man.
Yeah.
So that was dope. That was a dope fight. You still there?
Yeah, I got you, bro. Like what you were going back to saying, like regarding the scoring and taking it from the champ, I always felt like that was like a not touchy, but like this conversation that should have been happening more. Like I understand when it's a war, but it's a championship fight and it's a war. If the champ's still standing and you didn't really like take it from him, then yeah, I would give the nod a little bit to the champ because he's still there throwing back. You know what I'm saying? But like that's why like people like Khabib, like besides I think his Gleison Tibau fight, what I like about him, like regardless if you hate him or you like him, is like there's no controversy. Like
I'm glad you brought that up.
he either finishes you or like you just couldn't do nothing for 3 or 5 rounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm glad you brought that up, man. I don't think a lot of people watch all Khabib's older fights, man. And when I watched that fight, bro, I was like,
The Gleason one.
oh no,
Yeah,
I don't know. That
that
oh
one.
shit.
Yeah, draw or something.
I would have. I'm serious, bro. I would at least give that fight a draw,
At least a
man.
draw. Yeah,
At least a draw. When they said I think it was unanimous decision.
yeah.
I was like,
Maybe
what?
split. Yeah, because I
Yeah, bro.
yeah. If I'm being totally like subjective and stuff, yeah, you got to give Gleason at least the first. Because
I'll say
at least,
a
at least,
split decision.
at least split. Yeah, yeah,
I really believe a draw, if not,
yeah. At least a draw.
yeah, the L. Like I'm
Yeah,
sorry, like I was like,
yeah.
what? Yeah, dude.
That's what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't be more mad at draws in the UFC. You know what I mean? Like the Max and Alex rematch. That
I,
like
I,
I give Alex the first one, but like at least a draw. Like
yeah,
two knockdowns to me, they count for way more than when Alex took him down twice, but didn't do nothing with it, and then Max stood right back up. You know what I mean? Like
yep.
at least a draw. I feel like there's not enough draws in UFC. Like
I honestly feel like the John Jones Reyes fight should have been a draw.
yeah, like
I to
there's a
get
lot.
that Jones, I
There's
was
a lot. Like Wei and Joanna, that was a close one too.
that was crazy. That was a dope ass fight too. That was like,
Yo, Joanna's head, bro. I was like, what?
yeah, the Goonies for real. Oh my god,
No, yeah. I think
unrecognizable.
yeah. I was like, oh man, that's gonna pop very soon.
Yeah,
No, but yeah, I feel like there's a lot of decisions that went a certain way that kind of pissed off the public. That had it been a draw, people would have lived with it a little bit better. It would have like tasted a little bit better, and there wouldn't be so much controversy around it. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because
definitely.
that's always my like that's my opinion on the judging system is like, are we judging this as a fight, or are we judging this as the sport of fighting? Because for example, like GSP Hendricks, right? You
Mm-hmm.
watch it and you would say, and I use this example all the time. It's like if you watch it as a fight, Hendricks won. He busts up GSP, or like
Right.
Bisping and Henderson rematch. But if you watch it as a sport of fighting, where there's criteria, there's rules, and there's ways to get points, and there's ways to like kind of take points from your opponent.
Yeah.
And then granted, he's the champ already. It's like, yeah, I can see why they gave it to George. So it's like the dilemma for me is like, are we watching this as a fight or as a sport of fighting? And then on top of that too,
Right.
like, do the judges, like, it's all personal preference too. Like if the judge has a wrestling background and maybe he gave the nod to Alex because he took Max down as opposed to Max head kicking Alex and dropping, or maybe the judge doesn't even have a background in anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's
Mm-hmm.
always been the issue for me.
Yeah. No, that's it's huge. Same thing for me. And I've always been like, well, where did this ref come from? Like, I mean, it's just come from. What is going on? Like, yeah, dude, like that's been huge. That's been huge for me. So it's really funny when I think about those kind of fights, man. Especially when I think about boxing like that too. Like when you're talking about the sport, like I feel like we're looking at like Olympics, like the Olympics
Mm-hmm.
boxing. Like
Yeah.
still kind of like amateur, but like it's the Olympic Games, so it's like
Right.
world game point system. I'm cool with that. Like
Right.
I'm cool with that. But like when we're
Yeah.
prize fighting, I really feel like we should get away from that. Like, oh, the
Mm-hmm.
Floyd Mayweather point system kind of thing. Like he
Yeah.
won the fight. Like I need to like no, this dude put damage on that dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I think it's too like visible damage that counts a lot to the naked eye, especially like the if you've never trained a day in your life, the inexperienced
yeah,
eye, or like it's hard to then for like counter fighters who don't
yeah,
put people away all the time. Like if you're a counter fighter and you're typically like on the back foot waiting, and then you're catching the guy clean every time he comes in, but all the people see are you backing up the whole time. It
yeah.
would it would say you lost, which in reality is like dude didn't even touch you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
So there's that too.
That's a that's a good example actually that probably a lot of people don't really look at, especially with counter punches and stuff. Because a person like me, I'm like more of a pressure fighter. I'm always trying to come forward on you, trying to push the fight and impose my will and stuff. So when you think about those kind of guys that are like cutting the corners, you're like, oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
It means a lot to the hurt eye. I'll tell you that.
Hmm.
I'll
Oh
tell you
yeah, for
that.
sure.
You
I
know,
just
your eye will feel it. So yeah.
yeah. Nah, I feel you. What was your first experience or like do you remember your first time you experienced UFC? Like what fight was on TV and then what made you fall in love with it?
Hmm. What was my first UFC fight, man? Whew.
I think for me it was either BJ GSP or Tito and Chuck 2. One of those. I forget which one was first. For me, that was it.
I'm trying to think about this. I think one of the biggest ones that I can really remember the early days was like the Rampage and Wanderlei Silva fight, like the
Oh
Axmer,
yeah.
like bro, that was like super fight to me. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
You
Like,
talking about
oh,
Pride or when they came to the UFC?
so I didn't see him in Pride until like I started watching YouTube and so I
Oh
told you I'm
yeah.
kind of old, man. So like,
Nah.
nah, like that super fight, that Wanderlei Rampage. I remember that, like that super fight, yeah, in UFC. Because I was gonna say, like I was saying, like I'm kind of like a little bit of an old head, so I didn't see the Pride, Rampage and
Mm,
Wanderlei fight until so I didn't know it was all that bad blood like that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't
yeah.
know it was like yeah. I just remember like those two were some bad motherfuckers, and I wanted to see
Yeah.
them fight.
Man, Vanderlei a character. All
All right, we should be good, bro. We
right,
should be
cool, cool, cool.
good.
Nah, no worries, man. Hey, I wanted to ask, after you started training MMA like completely, because you were just a wrestler, right? Before with throw hands. When you
Right.
started dabbling into jujitsu, was it hard to get away from like just the need to feel like you always gotta be on top position, have control? Was that hard to separate the two?
Oh, facts, bro. It's still hard, bro. It's not a lot. It's not a lot of times I like feel really comfortable being on my back.
Mm,
Um, yes, I can be more offensive now on my back and all that, and I can set things up. But like, I don't like being on my back.
right, right, right.
I can't strike that great, from
Mm-hmm.
my back. I can't do a whole lot like as I can do on top. And I'm a big side control type of guy, man. So
Yeah.
yeah,
So do you
uh,
you love the power moves like the Kimura and all that? You just cranking on the arms?
I love shit like that. I love shit like that. Actually, like especially, I mean, you saw the Khabib fight the other day, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I want to do big ass power moves like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, go from half a full mount and turn it into a triangle and turn over. That's
Oh yeah.
crazy to me. That was a power move. Like, that's
Yeah. I don't even think people even saw like before he had the arm triangle, and then he
yep.
had an arm bar before the triangle.
He had an armbar too. Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
both.
like,
I was like,
damn.
yo, this dude is nuts. You
Any
know,
way you can get it, he could have got. I was tripping,
yeah.
bro. I was,
I was crazy. Is people always like I know people don't know like because Khabib has a judo and ensemble black belts and he wrestled his whole life. So people trip
yep.
when he posted that picture. He has a white belt in BJJ and stuff like that. Like that's why like man, punches change everything, bro.
Bro, people gotta understand that stuff don't mean what they think it means, man.
It's not
You gotta
everything.
understand. Martial arts can go deep for
Yeah,
some
it's
people, man.
a lifelong journey too. So that's like you always can learn something. You always can refine this or like improve that or speed this up or set this up cleaner. It's like it's a lifelong journey. Like it literally is. As cliche as it sounds, like in the movies and all that, but like it's literally like you can train for the rest of your life and you'll be better than you were yesterday. And like you're never gonna hit like a point where you're like, I'm good. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, fact. I mean, there's dudes out there, bro. I know a guy, man. He's traveled to China for Chinese wrestling. I forgot what they call that.
Mm,
He traveled to Mongolia for Mongolian wrestling. Like people do some different things, but they're real. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got no
yeah,
belts for them. They
yeah,
ain't got none of that. They just went there and worked their ass off for a year, 2 years, real shit. So
yeah,
belts are cool and shit, and all respect to Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, man. But all the belt systems, judo, karate, all that stuff that's dope. The academy stuff is dope, but it doesn't always mean everything.
yeah. Because there's like there's black belts and stuff who don't deserve it, and then there's people who are like white belts like Khabib. They just grind it out. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? I mean, to a certain extent, it's like for those who are versed in that area, it's
Mm-hmm.
like and who are humble about it and like who they're skilled. It's like it shows like dedication and discipline. Like you were there every day, and then
Facts.
and it's like but yeah, it's not everything. You know, like
Yeah.
you can still always get better. So it's like you
Yep.
never like you can't have that chip on your shoulder or even like if you hit golden gloves in boxing, whatever, like you don't need to train no more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Facts.
Like yeah.
It's
Like,
almost like that college degree at like time on the job type of thing. You know what I'm saying? Like experience wise, like you went to the academy and stuff. You know, like but were you competitive with it? You know,
mm,
how hard did you go with it when you did train people and stuff like that? Not taking any credit from someone else, dude.
yeah,
Some
yeah.
dudes are amazing and whatever, don't even have to compete. But yeah,
No, yeah,
it's all
all those accolades like belt systems and martial arts and degrees and all that. That's all like that's all real respectable. It's just you
yeah,
gotta be able to apply it too. You know,
yeah,
like
definitely.
like I think it was in Batman. If I'm gonna quote Batman right now, like Batman Begins, but
Yeah,
Christian Bale, like training is nothing. It's the will to act. Like, can you apply it? Like Bruce Lee said it too. Like, knowing, like knowledge is like only half of it. Is like the application. Like, can you do it when it needs to come out?
hmm
And like when you need to apply it, can you bust it out on a dime? So
yeah. Is it instinct? Does it
yeah.
become instinct too? Yeah,
But then
that's you.
again, too, like with the work ethic of wrestlers, that's why it's like that's why like a lot of there's the whole not stigma. There's an association with wrestlers and then like work ethic and grind. That's why
Yeah,
like people who have those backgrounds, like whether it's offensively or defensively, like they'll chain it together. It'll go well and they'll shoot because the repetitions, like the hours on the mat in the gym, you
hmm
guys just like repping it over and over. It becomes like hardwired and second nature, and then
yeah,
it's you can pull it out when you want to. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah.
So
Facts. Or when you get your ass rocked, you mean, go,
you know,
oh shit, where's the leg
double
at?
leg, double leg.
Can't see shit. Can't see shit. Oh, there it go. Yeah. Yeah.
I feel you, man. Hey, man. Hopefully, when all this is over and like things go back to normal, like
Yeah.
you'll have a fight soon, and then you can check it out. And I'll always support you, bro. And
Definitely, my
hopefully,
man.
like yeah, hopefully we can see you back in there again soon. Cause
Definitely, bro.
I know like I seen a post the other day. I think Destiny's trying to get it back together or something like that.
Yeah.
Like obviously no fans closed off and all that, but just to
Mhm.
get the ball rolling.
I hope so, man. And I know all those cats, my boy Ryan Dela Cruz and stuff, man. He's always we're talking about it, man. So hopefully something happens here in Hawaii.
Right.
Honestly, if I'm being real with you though, like, gotta try to get my stuff out of here. So I'm trying to just fight off of the rock, you know what I'm saying? I'm
Mm-hmm.
trying to go to the mainland, um, even other countries and stuff. I've been in talks with my fight manager. So
Mm-hmm.
could be some things coming up by the end of this year. I might actually be
Right.
able to have a fight in 2020. We will
Oh
see.
yeah.
But yeah, that's
Oh, you
that's
heard
some
that here first.
that's some background knowledge right there, baby.
Hey man. Oh well. Hey bro. I praying for that. Hopefully you can get it in at least once before the end of the year. That'd be cool.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah,
real
that would
cool.
be dope. Would
Hey,
be
let's talk
dope.
about real estate, man. You
Let's
told
do it, baby.
you told me like like hold up. I just got home. I got into real estate. I was like, man, what?
Yeah.
So how'd that all come about? Like, are you an actual real estate agent now, or like what? Are you in training or?
So yeah, I'll say I'm in training right now, man. I actually have to take my test still.
Mhm.
Bunch of stuff happened, man. Car got stolen a few months ago.
I'm sorry
My
about
dumb ass, yeah, all good, bro. My dumb ass leaves, my license and my passport, my car. I don't know why I did it,
that.
but I did,
The
and there we
passport
go.
too.
Yeah, man. Otherwise, I would have probably had a fight announcement for you already. But anyways, um, so I have to wait for I've had multiple license appointments, but you're not a DMV here, man. You know how
Right.
Hawaii's
It takes a whole
crazy.
week to move up
It's
a step.
just, I mean, I've been canceled twice too, man. Like, and so I have an appointment in November, so hopefully, that doesn't get canceled.
Right. Right.
But besides all that, man. So yeah, I'm in training right now, actually. And so my girlfriend, actually, I don't know if you know Tina Garcia. She's actually an amateur fighter herself,
Okay.
but she's actually a dope ass real estate agent. She's actually a top 25 on the island
Nice.
for realtors, and she's I think top 10 in her company nationwide. So
Hmm.
um, she's put a team together or whatever, man. She got so many clients, man. She needed help. She tried to ask me to help her. Brought me on. I'm pretty extroverted, man. I like talking to people. I
Right.
do briefings and stuff like that for my intel job all the time. So it's a thing.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it
congrats
just
on that, dude.
thank you, bro. It's transitioning well, man. So that's what I'm doing right now. So that's
Nice.
what I was doing today.
Right. Right. Have you had any prior experience to anything regarding real estate at all, or prior to this, or just kind of you just dived in?
Uh, so funny thing, I guess it kind of relates because of contracting type work type stuff. So way back when I first got out of college, man, I had a marketing job, and it was for helping one of our clients with Sears. And so I was like going around neighborhoods, knocking on doors, man,
Hmm.
asking people if they wanted like a free in-home estimate, you know, to see if they can get their roofing or their siding
Yeah.
or their windows redone or whatever. So that was kind of like my first introduction into like home projects that were actually talking, you know, we started talking about real estate,
Hmm.
um, and commercial real estate, things like that. But yeah, little bit. Yeah.
Nice. So when do you now is the training like every day, every week, and like what consists of like what aspects of the real estate world do you have to like really familiarize yourself with before you actually try and go sell a house?
So yeah, check it out. So there's a pre-licensing in Hawaii. You take a pre-licensing course before you actually take like your state national exams
Okay.
to get licensed as a real estate agent or a salesperson in Hawaii. So I actually got on, was a real like not famous but real known guy around here, Abe Lee. He does Abe Lee seminars. He's a real estate broker, you know, jack of all trades when it comes to real estate stuff here in Hawaii.
Mhm.
And so I took his class actually, learned a lot from that. He was really good with situational things and taught us a lot of stuff. So that's how it started. And that's what I was doing. So I was doing that like 3 days. So because of quarantine, you would normally do it every single day for class
Mhm.
for like a month or whatever. But I did it 3 days a week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 4 hours Thursday, 4 hours Friday, 8 hours on Saturday, or 9 hours on Saturday. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So did that for a month, and then, yeah.
So how long is the whole process, give or take, until you're actually ready to be out there and start doing
Until you're actually ready to be good and actually get
it?
clients and represent people, shit, man, that could take like 6 months. I mean, it takes a
So
minute, man.
you're in the beginning phase then, like literally.
Yeah, I'm in the beginning phase, but the funny thing is that you know, me and my girlfriend, you know, we've been together off and on ish 5 years though.
Hmm.
So I've been with her since the beginning, since she first got into real estate, man. So
Okay.
I mean, you know how it is having a girl. Like you're talking about
Yeah.
all the conversations. How was your day? Well, you want to hear about my day? You know, so it was so
Yeah.
I learned I know about real estate, bro. I know some real estate. I promise you that. She taught me. So
Right.
um nah, we were out there today, man. I was out there at the open house, man, and you know, it's the same thing when it comes to intel, man. You research, you know, the target, you research the house or the neighborhood and all, you know that stuff. They start asking you the facts. You're like, oh yeah, no problem. It's 1,100 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, da 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 da. You
Yeah.
know, the
It's like the
average.
military doing recon.
Yeah, it's the same shit, man. So
Hey, I'm excited for you, bro. That's cool. Like you, that's I didn't expect that, but that's like that's a new adventure you got going on that I feel like, yeah, because you are extrovert and like you like that's why like we clicked when we first met at the gym like years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like
yeah,
you have people skills and you know how to get out there, you know how to connect, and you know you genuinely make you're an includer, you're an involver. You make people feel like you're very approachable and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely believe like you're gonna, and then the work ethic you have, the discipline from the military years, from the martial arts. I definitely feel like you're gonna do awesome, bro. So I'm happy for you, man. Congratulations, dude.
thank you, bro.
So
You know, I'm just out here, man, trying to figure it out too, man. Like,
yeah, yeah.
hey, I'm kind of weird when it comes to these things sometimes. Like with the army, people are always like, "You don't do 20 years?" Hell no, I ain't doing 20 years in the army. I like experience, man. I guess I'm an experience whore, man. I kind of like
Yeah,
seeing what things are like, but we'll see how long. I mean, real estate makes money, man. I mean,
I have a
like
couple
money.
friends.
So
Yeah, I got
yeah,
friends doing it, telling me about it, and then like just not trying to sell me nothing, but just like they dabbled into it too, and then like I was just
yeah,
asking about their experience with it and stuff, and yeah, that was the one thing that they um they brought up was like the stability financially. Just
right.
I mean, it's hard work for sure. Like you gotta package and present with a nice bow on top of the whole entire house, and then you gotta sell it.
Yep.
There's so many factors, and then so like yeah, I respect that a lot, but I can imagine the reward and the prize afterwards. Yeah, so
Yeah, man.
yeah,
And,
all goes
and
well with you, bro.
the good aspect about real estate is at the end of the day too, like if you're a people person, man, like you're really helping people realize some of their dreams. You know,
Hmm.
some people are doing it for investment, some people are doing it because they've never had a house before, and that's dope too. You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, you're a homeowner now. Like, dude, like you
Yeah,
own a piece of fucking property, bro. Like you just probably you did wonders for your family that people in your family before might have never done for their family. You know what I'm saying? That's
Hmm.
something you can hand down to your kids or whatever it be if you
Yeah.
decide to keep it or just make a profit off of it.
Hmm.
Make money.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Hey, I gotta ask, man. Because of the whole quarantine and pandemic and all that, have you been able to train? Is Hawaii Elite still open? Like, I'm sure it is, but like for like
I
professional.
mean,
You know what
I
I mean?
don't know.
Have you been training at all, or like do when you
I've
do?
been
How does it?
I've been training. I know a lot of my teammates have been able to train and stuff like that, man. We got some UFC cats, man, and so training is mandatory, bro.
Yeah,
So,
Tyson Nam.
you
Shout out
know,
to Tyson Nam.
Nice and Nam, Martin Day,
Yeah.
yeah, man. I mean, even Keone Diggs, we got the
Oh yeah.
Bellator cats in there too.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, cats got to train, bro. So, I mean, we've been moving and shaking around, doing different things, but the gym has stayed closed, you know what I'm saying? Just, in case Governor Ige or
Yeah.
the assistant or May, in case anybody comes calling. But, like, I mean, we did what we had to do, man. If we had to go out to the park in the grass and train or whatever,
Yeah.
my boxing coach has his own, garage gym and stuff at his
Hmm.
house. So that's been really dope. And that's where I've been most of the time. So,
Nice. Hey,
yeah,
bro.
other than
Progress
that,
never stops, man.
yeah, man. Other than that, like I helping Maki out, getting ready for his UFC fights. I wish I could have helped him out more, been
Yeah.
there for him more. But like,
He's
yeah,
been
man.
active. Yeah. He's been active this year.
Yeah, bro. And he's out there getting some real training in now, getting some science enhanced training. So that's what
Nice.
really hoping he benefits off of that.
Yeah, I saw that. Oh yeah. Before I get to that, so Maki. So does he split? He goes back and forth like the Technics and the Hawaii Elite.
So I didn't really see Maki at Hawaii Elite a whole lot. He's West Oahu MMA,
Oh, okay.
techniques. Yeah. So
He's
I'll
been
train with him.
he's been on a tear.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, like I just want all the good things for that dude. That dude works so hard, man.
Hmm. Yeah.
There's not a whole lot of cats that work like Maki works, man. I'm telling you. People don't know it. People don't realize it. That dude is a true martial artist and he works, bro. And I wish the best for that man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same man. It's so dope that we have people like him. More people like just there's been like a floodgate opening of like Hawaii fighters now. Like there
Yeah.
always was, you know what I'm saying? There always was, but
Yeah.
like
There's
getting
there's some cats.
signed on the map, you know what I'm saying? So I'm super happy for all those people. And I feel like with the more leagues that there are now, like the PFL, Bellator, everything like that, one, it's like there's more opportunity for athletes. It's not like UFC or bust, you know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
that's really dope.
Bro,
Um,
they're like legendary. Like I almost feel like it's crazy, bro. Like Hawaii as itself, man. There's just some legendary fighters already here,
mhm.
and then the dudes that are up and coming and stuff. I mean, there's cats that people don't even know. Yeah, you talking about Khabib, bro? There's Loan Tyanez out here, bro. Like there's some, bro. But yeah, man. Hawaii is amazing. He's got some amazing fighters, and I really hope. I really want the tribal shit to stop. I'm not a local, type of cat or whatever.
Yeah.
You could even classify me as a Holly if you wanted to. I'm half white anyway, so I'm a foreigner as it is, but I represent Hawaii any day, bro.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, you guys got some crazy killers out here, bro, and I just wish that I really wish that one day somebody would just make a fucking like Hawaii Olympic Training Center, bro, and bring
Mhm.
everybody into one because it's not enough. Like I understand there's like 1.5, 1.6 million people on this island right here,
Yeah.
but
Just
when
this
you compare
island
this,
too. Like
yeah, just this island. When
yeah.
you compare this place to like Colorado or California or Texas or something like that, though, like,
Yeah.
bro, we don't need to be this divided. Don't need to
Yeah.
be this divided.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. We still make it happen, man.
Yeah, and then that's why like you when there's somebody on from here like from this rock, not even in fighting in anything like that who's putting on and who's getting out there and getting some shine. I really I thoroughly enjoy like seeing the Aloha spirit and people like riding hard with them and like just showing them love.
Yeah,
Especially yeah, like not even like for like the love that Max gets, the love Bruno Mars gets.
yeah,
You know, especially when they rep it and it's like yeah, man, I know what you mean. Like we're so small, we might as well be like united. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
But hey, bro, I don't want to keep you too long. Before I let you go, I just out of pure curiosity, I just wanted to know, like, what are your top? You can go 5 or 10. like your all-time favorite MMA fights. Could be UFC, wherever. Like just fights that you watched that made you experience like, wow, I love this sport.
Mm. Ooh.
It could
Let
be
me
like a
see.
it could be like
It's
a
hard.
clean knockout. It could be a
Yeah.
5 round war. I just want to know.
It's hard too, because like sometimes there's so many good fights recently. But if I gotta think about all
Oh,
time fights
you
too,
can do two lists then. You can do like a modern era, and then you could do like a OG, go in the
OG
vault,
fights.
go in the vault kind of thing.
Let me see, man. Huge fight for me. Obviously, always watching like heavyweight division and stuff. So Alexander Gustafsson and John Jones fight,
Mm,
their first fight.
the first one.
That was epic. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care if John Jones was partying that week or whatever. Hey, it made that fight a battle. That was that was a dope fight. That was a dope ass fight. I'm a Conor McGregor fan too. I don't care what nobody says, man.
Yeah,
I'm
he
not a
changed the
straight,
sport. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not a straight Mick Dick rider or anything,
Hmm.
but so I had to give a Nate Diaz and a Conor McGregor. I'll
Oh
go
yeah,
with I'll go with the second fight. I'll go with the second one. The first fight was good too,
it
but the
was.
second one was a good war. Those are recentish fights. All
Hmm.
right, all right. Uh, whew.
You gotta give me one to
Good
rampage after
knockout.
all this rampage talk, bro. All this rampage talk, and I gotta get one rampage fight in there.
Oh man, who did he fight? I can't remember who he. Bro, my most iconic time from Rampage, it was a pride fight of his when he power bombed homie.
Oh yeah,
Homeboy shot the fucking triangle and he picked
yeah,
up a power bombed him. That right there was one of them like, oh, that brute strength. Like,
yeah,
I don't want to hear strength don't mean nothing. Nah.
yeah.
Like,
That's why there's weight classes. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, bro. Oh, so picking a man up and power bomb him like that, just KO. Yeah.
For me, when I
Yeah.
think about rampage, obviously the knockouts, but like, it's the whole beef with Rashad, like the tough house and like all those
Yeah.
interviews, and those are hilarious. Do
Crazy,
some,
bro.
do some.
Do something.
And he breaks the door.
I forgot that. That whole ass
Yeah.
door. Bro, that had to be some dramatic bullshit. That shit was funny though. Oh, what was the other thing, man? I forgot who he fought afterwards, man. He was like, I don't know, man, but you need to take a shower. Your breath.
Oh,
He was saying some shit to some dude afterwards, man. That dude had too much character,
yeah, I
bro.
think that was Rashad.
He was like, I don't know,
Yeah.
man. Yeah. Uh, I'm trying to think of more of a lighter division, lighter weight division. I don't want to give it to all the heavyweights all the time or the heavier cats because I've seen some crazy scraps for some of the light. I don't know, man. I'm a big Demetrius Johnson fan too, bro. I'm so mad UFC ever let him go. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
I mean, I think it was
Uh,
better for him, but like
I think it's better for
what
him.
UFC got for it and Ben Askren is like, I respect the
I
Ben.
mean,
He was at the end of his career, you know what I'm saying, and he made a star out of Masvidal, so it's all good.
and that's one of my highlight knockouts, by the
There you go.
way. That shit was crazy. Yeah. But nah, DJ had one of the coldest finishes I've ever seen too, bro. That
That
fucking
flying armbar.
that flying armbar took homeboy's back, picked him up. Oh my god, dude. The transition. If you ever ask me, bro, that's one of the most like that's what I say was a great fight. When you see somebody that has like crazy transition game,
Mm.
I don't know if people understand that, but like when like when a good wrestler, you see somebody chain wrestle,
Hmm.
watch like a Mike Chandler or what's 170 cat? I always blanking on his name.
Covington, Kamaru, Covington.
Kamara, which is a dope ass fight, by the way. Kamara and Covington fight. But you watch them chain wrestle, man. That's how you see some high level. That's some high level wrestlers. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you see some, black belt jujitsu cats, just rolling, continue like the
Mhm.
transition game, bro.
Yeah.
That's why I say like I bring up somebody like Lowen Tynan. I've rolled with Lowen. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
We got a big weight difference too. He's probably walking around 180. I walk around like 230 or whatever. But like that dude is strong. That's
Hmm.
a strong dude. So so even like when I'm just a little bit tired or whatever, like that dude feel like he's in my weight division. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And don't let that dude take you back. Don't let Lauren take you back because like just like his jujitsu and his wrestling game is so crisp that like his transitions, he's
Hmm.
ahead of you. He's ahead of you in wrestling. He's ahead of you in jiu-jitsu. He knows what you're about to do. So
Yeah. Nah, just
I
like the
think,
Khabib one yesterday, man. The arm triangle, arm barred, and triangle. Like that was
yeah.
slick. That was within like a minute
It,
too. Everything just transitions. Like whoa.
and just I don't know if other people realize, bro, like that fight pace he put on.
Yeah.
He totally changed Gaethje's whole fight. Like
Mm-hmm. That Gaethje
dude
didn't look as
was
crisp.
he
He
was
looked.
trying to like bend over, keep his legs away, and do this.
Yeah.
Like I was like,
He
whoa,
wasn't crisp. He wasn't coming out there swinging. I guess he was trying to just be ready for to sprawl at any moment. So
yeah.
his punches were like they seemed labored or like just cautious. They didn't seem
He it was weird because like the way he was fighting like that, he already looked tired. He just looked tired and
yeah,
uncomfortable.
or
It
like
was
he's thinking too
crazy.
much.
Thinking hard,
Yeah,
bro. I remember I saw him one time when they turned, he smiled. He was like, damn, like I think he was just
like he
like,
got
damn,
me,
fucking this dude is different. Yeah, like he was like, fuck.
bro. What gets me is like the faces on some of these people when Khabib takes him down. I remember like Michael Johnson, Edson Barbosa, like they're just like, get me out of here, bro.
Yeah, I remember Michael Johnson, bro. He was like, especially when he had his legs, he was like, fuck, dude. What?
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, I
Khabib
remember
does so
those.
well. Like he wraps up legs. He's always grabbing your arm, you grabbing
Yeah,
your hand, knocking off your post,
yeah.
and then he's talking to you like, I deserve this. You know this.
I want to know if he was talking shit to Gaethje or whatever, because I don't know if he was
Uh,
even talking shit, but I think he was just getting to work, bro.
yeah.
He was probably just a different fighter that fight, but yeah, I love that shit. He talk shit. I always tell people to watch that Conor McGregor fight with Khabib or whatever because people talk shit about Conor, getting tapped or whatever. And again, I'm not a
He
McNut
was one
rider,
of the
but
best. He didn't take damage a lot.
yeah, he was one of the best defenders
Yeah.
against Khabib, man. If people don't remember that whole first round, like,
hmm
that was yeah,
You
bro.
know what I think it is too is because like that whole first round, Khabib shot in the middle. It's like he does his best work on the cage. You know what I mean? Because like
Yep,
he can't like dudes can't get away. So it's like
you're not getting away. Yeah,
yeah, like when he shot for Conor in the first round in the middle, like he shot from like the Waianae to town. like,
facts.
like, and I think
And
that's why it wasn't that deep till he got an ankle and then he just wrapped up Conor. But I was like, yeah,
And I think that was that mental warfare that Connor put on him
mm,
that made Khabib think about his striking.
yeah,
Khabib, I never like before that, I didn't see Khabib like thinking like that. And so I think that really kind of weighed on Khabib. And I was like, damn, that was that one advantage that Connor kind of had, bro. I feel like if Connor would have been more ground ready, man, it could have been a different fight. But like, I don't know how ground ready you can be for Khabib, bro.
yeah. It's like
That man is,
it's like levels because like for example, because Khabib will never be stand up ready for Conor. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Because like when they announced that fight and when the world knew it was gonna happen, I was like, bro, this fight's either gonna go one of two ways dramatically.
yep.
It's either gonna go this way or that way. There's no black and there's no gray area.
And I'm not a guy that I'm not always favoring wrestlers or whatever because I love stand up and stuff
Mhm.
too, man. But like when you have a high level ground guy, you know what I'm saying, that can take away somebody's punching ability or whatever, I'm not giving a puncher a puncher's chance like that.
Yeah,
Even when it comes to Conor McGregor, like I wanted him to win or whatever, but you ask anybody, that was like, Conor McGregor against Khabib, that's a
yeah,
wear down. Especially after seeing Nate Diaz, that's a wear down.
yeah. That's why
Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy for the dude that he retired, but I'm kind of sad that we'll never see him versus Tony because I feel like that's the fight that just wasn't meant to be or that got away. You know what I'm saying? Because like they
Yeah.
play so perfectly into each other. Like Tony he had a game that can't beat Khabib because like Khabib's all about control. Tony's like a
Yeah.
scramble. He's good in the scramble. So it's like that immovable object versus that unstoppable force thing. It's like, and who knows? Maybe he cuts up Khabib from the bottom. You know, it's like, or maybe Khabib mauls him. So it's like, oh man, just it sucks we never
I
get to see that. But
I actually thought that would be the better matchup too, man, because honestly, you're not gonna play all that extra ground shit with him like that.
with
Not
Tony,
the
no,
not with the jiu-jitsu stuff. No, it's not gonna happen.
no,
Strong positions and stuff, maybe. I don't know, man. And the way that Khabib sucks those legs in, man, and wraps your
yeah.
legs up too. You never know, bro. You never know. Would have been an interesting fight.
You know what I think is an interesting fight that that they could consider looking into because everybody
What's
like
that?
because Connor and Dustin is booked and then they're not really like Justin just fought. I don't mind. I want to see Tony and Nate. You know what I mean? Just
Tony and Nate.
the cardio, the stand up, the
Tony
jiu-jitsu.
and Nate.
Think about that, bro. And then like they just do a Grand Prix. So like the winner of Connor and Dustin gets Gaethje, or the winner of blah blah blah. I just feel like if that was to end in any way, beside, because they're both cardio machines, they got
Yeah.
the hands, the jiu-jitsu. I just feel like the only way it would end in a way that people aren't satisfied is like because of the scar tissue that Nate has, and then the elbows that Tony has. Is like maybe a doctor would stop it, but other than that, I think that'd be a great fight.
Bro, I'm
Both
just
Mexican guys
envisioning.
from Cali. You know what I'm saying?
I'm envisioning these dudes have their like legs figure four locked up and they're just like punching each other like this on the ground, bro. I can see
Yeah.
that. Something like, you
Talk
know what I'm saying?
while they're talking too.
Yeah.
They're just
I'd be for that. I'd be down for that.
for Nate and
Got each
Tony.
other
Yeah,
suited
bro.
up.
Yeah.
I can see that. I know, I never really thought about them two fighting like that,
See?
but I think I could do that. I think I
See?
could do that. I'd see
Yeah.
that. I'd
You
watch
like
that.
give Gaethje, Chandler, let Connor and Dustin do their thing, and while they're waiting,
Yeah.
get Nate and Tony, and then after that, it's like you can just like recycle that group however you want. You can run the trilogy with Connor and Nate. You can do
Yeah.
finally Dustin and Tony, which didn't happen.
Yeah.
Oh, you could do a bunch. So
Ooh, which by the way, I think that Gaethje is a little bit of a harder matchup for Mike Chandler though.
because of the
Honestly.
wrestling.
No, I mean Mike Chandler, I'm all confident about Mike Chandler all day with the wrestling. It's just a stand up, man, because Mike Chandler likes to try to stand up with people.
Oh yeah,
Uh
yeah, yeah.
and
Oh, I thought you
Jeff,
meant someone being a harder fight for Chandler rather than Gaethje.
oh, for
You
yeah,
meant for you meant for each other.
yeah.
Oh, I see. I see. Yeah.
I could see a Conor McGregor Mike Chandler fight. I
Oh
could
yeah.
see that. That'd be dope.
Yeah.
I wish some like crazy shit talk would develop from that, but I could see it.
Like even like Connor Tony. Like there's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like
I,
lightweight. Now that Khabib's gone, it's like
I've always wondered why, because especially with Tony, the way he talks so much shit, I've always wondered why they've never really gotten to some real.
I don't think Connor wants that, bro.
Yo, think he wants that problem?
I don't know. Unless he could totally catch Tony. If there's anybody that could catch Tony clean, because he always gets
Yeah,
caught, but he always gets touched. But if he gets touched clean, yeah, Connor with his precision. But dude, the cardio, the jiu-jitsu. If Connor doesn't get him out in the first two, I don't know, man.
I get scared. Anything with Conor being up in 155, 170, anything that's is too
Past the
much
third
power.
round.
Yeah, him having to put too much power on somebody. I'm worried. Always worried about his cardio. I don't think he has the stamina for it. I don't know. I don't know. He
Yeah.
does keep wanting to try to fight everybody at 170 now, though. So I don't know if he stayed big.
Mm-hmm.
I really think that your body has to stay somewhere for a good amount of time to really get used to stuff. To
Yeah.
get used to it.
That's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
like when they were talking about it, the whole lead up, like Cannonier, who he's fought at heavyweight, light heavyweight, now middleweight. I was like, yo, you can imagine like the not just getting your body to do that, but like those time periods where you were in it, adjusting, and then deciding, you know what, let me drop 15 more. Like, bro,
I talk to people about that all the time, man, because people are always asking me about 185, bro. But people have to understand, people don't know me very well, man. I haven't been under 200 pounds since I was in like ninth grade, bro.
right?
People don't know. Like, bro, even when I was in high school, I was wrestling at 215 in
Mm.
high school in 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So it's just crazy, man. People are like, bro, like you be like, I have no doubt, bro. Like I'd be cut as fuck at 185, but like, do you know you know how I already feel making 205, bro?
Yeah, you walk
Like
around 30, you said?
yeah, I walk around 230, 235, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I look at people, and I understand, what I'm saying. I do a lot of stuff in my life, man. People don't realize, bro. There's a lot of stuff always going on in the background. I got a job, full-time school. I do a lot of other shit in the
You sell
background. Like
houses now.
I sell houses, man. I got this big ass house here, man. This shit ain't cheap, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So people gotta wonder, like, I gotta make money and I do make money. So like that's the other thing on top of that, So until fighting makes me good money and I can focus on it,
Mm-hmm.
that's the thing.
Yeah.
So like when we're talking about, yeah, that's what people always do too, man. Calling me for fights 3 weeks out and all this shit, bro. Call me for a fucking 6 to 8 week camp.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see a real me? call me for a 6 to 8 week camp and make it worth some, my time.
Right. Right.
Yeah, bro. It's hard, man. Like I'm all in when it comes to the fighting stuff, man. It's just that like people are always like, I don't know what it is, bro. I don't know if it's that last minute thing or like, oh, Gamble's not Hawaiian, so he's not as popular as everybody else. Like, I don't know if it's about putting butts in seats too much. I don't know, man. But
that's on you too to not want to take a short notice fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, if that's all if that's all they've been offering you as of late,
yeah,
that's a big commitment. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how much of training are you actually gonna get in as opposed to just spending those 3 weeks trying to make weight?
exactly,
So
exactly.
is it worth
It's
it?
the same, and it's the same thing I talked to my fight manager about. Like, bro, thank you for telling me about something, but like, I'm not one of those fighters, bro. Like, I'm the type of dude that's like, I'm always down for it. You ask anybody.
Yeah.
I'm always you trying to spar today? Hey, what time y'all going sparring? What's up?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm down. I'm down. Like, so I'm always down to take a fight and shit. It's not about that. It's about like consider my time, bro. Like,
Yeah.
I got it. You got a fight promotion and shit. You trying to put on fights and shit. All you got to do is, maybe pencil me in, as a possibility. And when that one dude that you wanted eventually didn't, originally didn't fight, call me a little earlier. Goddamn it. You know what I'm saying? Like, help me out. Help me out, and I'll make the fight night worth your while.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have boring fights, so it is what it is.
Yeah, you always got to put your health and your own self interest at the forefront. You know what I'm saying? Like we're not getting any younger, and like everything is smart moves now. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I definitely understand that, bro.
And that's what it takes with actually having a team behind you, man. People really talking to you like, hey, I know you a bad motherfucker and all that, but you still a human motherfucker just the same. Like, you got a lot of stuff you got to think about. You got a career, So after I took a loss, man, it makes you think, twice about things. Like, let me be a little bit smarter with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because
you're not full steam ahead, not like fresh out of high school. Like, you're gonna go full time with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like you don't, and like like just the responsibilities you have. Like, you gotta be smart where you like invest your time, where you spend your time.
Yep.
And then like you gotta be able to, health wise and safety wise, you're gonna be banged up every day. You gotta like go to work. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
You got a girl to take care of and all that, house to take care of. So I feel you, bro. I understand that. It's just hopefully I see you fight soon. That's what I was getting at.
Exactly, bro. Me too, man.
Yeah.
And also, man, just to throw it out there too, man, because people are always asking me about like coaching and stuff too. I care a lot about people, man. I care a lot about people. I care a lot about people's kids, man. I don't have kids myself right now, and there's reasons for that, obviously. Yeah. And the big thing for me is like I would love to coach, bro. Football, wrestling, life coach. I don't give a fuck. Like, I would love to do it, bro. But like the problem with it is that like I need to be more selfish right now.
Yeah.
For myself. And if I go and I do some coaching shit, I'll spend hours just trying to teach somebody how to, just to I don't know, collar tie, wizard people, cross face the right way, how to, cradle somebody. I'll spend hours teaching somebody one thing like that, man, because I care that much. And I can't do that to myself, putting all my focus and energy in somebody else. That's just the kind of person I am. Yeah. So that's why I can't coach or anything right now. So all the people that have asked me, hey, coach, sorry, bro, like I can't do it right now.
When that time comes, though, for sure, you're gonna be a good coach, bro. I guarantee. Yeah.
I'll figure it out, man. I might be one of those guys that's like, oh, I'm a good fighter, but I don't know if I'm a good coach. We'll see. It's to have real strategic strategy and know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Hey, bro, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you got stuff to do, meals to prep. I just want to say thank you for hopping on here with me, bro. I appreciate it. I'm gonna call you Ally Quinta from now on. You be
with
fighting.
The real estate, right?
You be fighting and selling houses at the same time. Now, Marcus, for real, bro. Thank you, bro. I appreciate you. I appreciate your time. I appreciate
Definitely, bro.
Sorry, it was like a mumbo jumbo trying to get to this point, but we did it, and I'm very thankful that we did, bro. I pray that you get that hopefully that pans out. You get a fight in by the end of this year. If not, just as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Sure to support you on that, man. And yeah, man. I appreciate you. I miss you. Hopefully, I see you soon somewhere in the gym when they open
bro.
All that. And
I'll come back a little bit to the gym, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Smile for me real quick. You know what I'm saying? I got to put you on my IG so people see,
for sure, bro.
Yes, sir. All
Cool,
right,
man.
brother.
Hey, brother. Hey, you have a good night, bro. I
Hey,
love you,
you too.
dog.
I
Stay safe.
appreciate you,
Miss
bro.
you.
Love you
I'll
too.
catch you soon. Easy. Appreciate
For
you, bro.
sure, baby. You take care, G.